The rolling, sticky, never-stopping, ever-swelling clump of stuff that makes a star out of everyone and everything. Katamari Damacy. Talk about that today.
Katamari Damacy, which translates to Clump Spirit, is the best of the weird Japanese games that I love so much. 5 stars, 10 out of 10, thumbs up. Wow, such fun, so sticky, funny king, much roll. Who knew that rolling around a lopsided sticky ball would be such a blast? This game gets so much right by keeping it simple, but it does have some flaws. The plot. This game does have some sort of plot, but like most games I skip it. I guess the king of the cosmos drunkenly breaks the universe and has to send the prince to roll up items to make new moons and stars, and there's these blockhead kids that witness the mayhem. I'm sure the plot is fine and the king of the cosmos is great, but I'm always itching to get more Katamari time in and just mash buttons until the next stage starts. This is a budget game. During the PlayStation 2 era, a new AAA game would usually cost $50, but Katamari Damacy was only $20. Konami always planned for this game to be a budget title and created the entire thing in about a year and a half and for under $1 million. That's about 10% of the cost when compared to the big games Konami was releasing at the time. And back in 2003 I was broke, so thanks Konami, I appreciate this game being released as a budget title. The most interesting thing about this game is its unique gameplay. It uses dual analog tank controls, which may take a little bit to get used to if you're not familiar with this style of control. I personally love tank controls. I feel like it gives better control to turning speeds and allows for tighter maneuverability. So with these tank controls, you push around your sticky ball and try to collect, everything. You start off picking up tiny things like little tacks and candy and slowly get bigger by picking up things like milk cartons and road cones, and eventually you're huge and wreaking havoc picking up people, animals, and buildings to add to your collection that will be thrown into space because you're making stars and moons with this stuff, because the king of the cosmos says to. It doesn't have to make sense. No one ever asks why Mario jumps on little owl guys, and I certainly won't question the king of the cosmos' motives. The point is, it's a blast. Besides the pure fun factor, there's also the revenge motive. When you first start a stage and you're seeking out all the small items you need to grow your Katamari, there are creatures that will chase you around and try to smash your beautiful ball. But don't worry, revenge will be yours. After a little time spent growing, you'll be large enough to find these people that were trying to mess up your beautiful Katamari, and you'll do what any vengeful prince of the cosmos would do. You ignore their screaming and roll them right up. One of the more subtle gameplay decisions that was made during development of this game is that there are no power-ups. There's no way to get a short burst of invincibility, there's no temporary growth spell, it's kept simple. Keep exploring these wonderful stages. There are things hidden around the stages like other playable cousins and gift boxes to be found, but they don't affect the core gameplay. They do push the exploration aspect of the game though. The simplicity of the gameplay is great, which you can feel when it's taken away. There are some stages where you have to be selective about what you roll up, like this stage where you are told to roll up a bear. There's a bear right here at the beginning of the stage, so you roll it up only to be berated by the king for how small the bear is. He never mentioned bear size, I don't think. I was trying to skip the intro stuff, maybe he said something, but I don't think he did, and this stage is stupid. There are a few stages like this one that are less enjoyable, but this is my only complaint. Everything else about the game is wonderful. The time limit mechanic is debatable though. I guess game director Keita Takahashi didn't want to have a time limit, but it became clear early on that it would be necessary. Personally, I'm not usually a fan of time trials and time limits. They usually feel like a burden, but in this game they get me pumped. When I lose a stage by not being able to get my Katamari big enough in the allotted time, it just gets me pumped to jump back in and try again. So I'm cool with this time limit, but I do wonder how the game would have been different if the time limit had been barred during development. Oh well, it's still better than the broken jump ability that got added to Katamari Forever for PlayStation 3. Oh, there's also the music. The wonderful Katamari Damacy soundtrack is a perfectly weird soundtrack for a perfectly weird game. This isn't the kind of music I would listen to while driving around, but it exactly matches the feel of the game. Oh, and the main theme will get stuck in your head. Here's a little clip of it. You'll be humming it later. feel free to come back to this video later in the day and comment that it's still stuck in your head. I promise to reply ha when you do. And that, my friends, is Katamari Damacy, a classic, must-own PlayStation 2 game. Great music, perfect gameplay, loads of weirdness, and the King of the Cosmos all add up to a 10 out of 10 game. If you have a PlayStation 2, you need to own this game. Unless you're European. You guys didn't get this game. But you did get the sequel, We Love Katamari, and that's not nothing.
You know what? I'm gonna leave this out. My wife Lori will know what it is. I don't ever want to have to make a video about Mall Madness. But if I don't get enough subscribers, I don't know if I can avoid it. Please subscribe so that none of us ever has to play Mall Madness. I don't know if I can do it. It's just too much.